Reba McGeer, Saugus, California, goalkeeper.
Catherine Zabas, Winchester, Massachusetts, outside back.
Melissa Curran, Sunrise, Florida, outside back.
Katie Doherty, Lala Grange, Illinois, forward.
Emily Telford Marks, Durham, North Carolina, center defense.
Melissa Trofa, Ocean City, New Jersey, center mid.
Marin McCoy, Denver, Colorado, forward.
Miranda Saldivar, Pasadena, California, midfield.
Caroline Cunna, Chevy Chase, Maryland, midfield.
Anya Skanka, Kinnelon, New Jersey, defender.
Sophie Vasselon, Brea, California, middle of the back.
Good evening, Garnet fans, and welcome to Clothier Field for tonight's Centennial Conference matchup between the Swarthmore College Garnet and the Gettysburg College Bullets. An important matchup in the Centennial Conference. Swarthmore still 4-0 in the conference play, yet to lose a game on the season, ranked 20th in the nation right now. Gettysburg still putting up a strong season at 5-1-4 and 2-1-0 in conference, so they haven't lost a conference game yet either. So both teams looking to get a good result tonight. I'm Shane Leffler. My normal co-host, Sean Thaxter, is not here tonight as we're on fall break here at Swarthmore College. So we got a skeleton crew working the game, but we're going to still bring you the best game we can here at the Garnet Sports Network. We got a few interesting changes to the lineup here for Swarthmore today. A couple new starters in terms of Sophie Bassalone starting at center back, number 27, along with Anya Skanka, number 23, starting at left forward. Interestingly enough, her sister, Aoife Skanka, is on Gettysburg, so we got an intense rivalry matchup, not only between the teams, but between the two sisters on either team. And we'll start off as Gettysburg has to begin, but they quickly turn it over. But they regain possession. They're going to switch fields here. And Barcelona will clear that up the field. Skanka chasing it down. A misplay by the Gettysburg defender, and she'll take it off her foot. And Eva Skanka puts it over, and that's cleared out by Gettysburg. Taken by Snyder. Kern defending the ball. Gettysburg doing a pretty good job keeping possession in the middle of the field, and a good switch to the field. A lot of room here for Cobble. Cobble still takes the ball. Saldivar gets a foot on that one. Doherty tries and chases it down, but Ramsey will take it. Doherty with the steal. She'll swing it over to McCoy. Skanka makes a run, but she's offside, so they'll keep it, pass it back to Kana. Kana looking for McCoy, and Eva Skanka will clear that out for a Garnet corner. And so we see the first real offensive chance of the game go to the Garnet after Gettysburg has retained possession throughout the first 2 minutes. But a quick change of pace here, and Swarthmore moving a lot of bodies up. Gettysburg puts everyone in the box here on defense, not wanting to give up a goal here in the early minutes of this game. And that ball will be headed out of bounds for a second corner by the Gettysburg defender, Giacomo. And we'll see Trofa with a corner. Deeper ball in. Gettysburg gets ahead on it. And Bradley has it now in the deep left corner. Swarthmore sitting back, letting her dribble it forward. A lot of room here to work. Through ball, but KZ gets on the end of that, passes back to McGear. So that's Catherine Zaves. And McGear will clear it out for a Gettysburg throw-in. Pressure by Swarthmore is beaten, but too many bodies. They'll still retain possession. That's Misamer with it. But good D by Saldivar. Still Gettysburg gets it back. They'll look to switch fields. Doherty gets a leg on it. Karan can't keep it in bounds. And Skanka will take the throw for Gettysburg. Pass right back to her. Doherty coming in hot, but misses the ball. Ball pass back. McCoy just missed it. Dangerous opportunity there missed. And Basilone shoved in the back just a little bit, puts her off balance, and that ball go out of bounds. Skanka with another throw. Pass back to her. Doherty providing the pressure, and Kana will have it now for Swarthmore. And a good switch of the fields here. Gives Zaves a lot of room. She puts it forward looking for Skanka and McCoy. And that'll be cleared out safely by Senkendever. And McCoy will set up for the throw. Looking for Kana in the box. She lays it back. Trofa can't handle it. McCoy with the steal in the offensive third. Gettysburg gets a foot on it. Saldivar trying to win the header. Skanka controls it. Saldivar's ball, dangerous area. And Gettysburg finally gets it out of the box. Now push it up the field. Zaves applying pressure. She'll win the ball. Does a good job to keep it in bounds. Trofa looking for Doherty. Headed out, right back to her. Finds Skanka. Back to Chavez. Puts a cross in. Missed by a few defenders. Ambitious attempt. McCoy's attempt just over the top of the net. But not a bad look. Tough shot on the half volley. Leaning backwards, just put it a little bit too high. And Gettysburg still trying to get it out of their defensive third after a pretty strong start to the game. Just trying to figure out how to get it into the offensive third and try and get some shots and crosses up. And this ball is still bouncing around. McCoy has it. Back to Trofa. Curran making a run down the left wing. Gets around the defender. Looks for the cutback, but a good interception by the Gettysburg defender. The clearance is taken by Swarthmore. Saldivar in the left corner. Defender on her. Keeps it in bounds. And a battle for the ball will result in a Swarthmore throw-in. Deep in the territory of Gettysburg. Excuse me, it'll result in a Swarthmore corner. And Trofa's taking this one. Good ball in. Bouncing around. Doherty just can't get on the end of that one. Trofa chases it down, puts another cross in. Skanka dribbles it a little bit too far, but she catches up to it. Cross in, and that's taken easily enough by Gray back in goal. Swarthmore getting a few good looks here on offense, just not getting any finishing touches here. But encouraging stuff at the beginning of this game, just about 8 minutes in. And that ball is flicked forward. Good header forward by Basilone. And Gettysburg swings it outside. Looking for the through ball, a very nice ball. Controlled here by Shapiro. She'll put a cross in, dangerous. Telford Marks doing a good job stepping up there. And an ambitious shot from Bushy from about 30 yards out, resulting in a goal kick. But a beautiful ball there from Bushy earlier with a through ball to the right corner. Gears kick, flicked up by Gettysburg. Telford Marks steps up and gets it. Finds Skanka. Trofa putting a deep ball up for Doherty to chase down. Doherty almost caught up to that in time, but the Gettysburg defender was forced to clear it out for a Garnet throw. Doherty looks to flick it to McCoy. Cleared up. Gettysburg deep in their own territory, being pressured by Skanka. Skanka, good defense, forces the turnover. But Gettysburg is able to clear it out anyways. So it's up from Marceau, put it back to Basilone, who has some time to work. Curran on the left side. It's out for Marks. Deep ball looking for Skanka. She'll lay it off. And Gettysburg gets a foot on it. Dangerous here. But good pressure from Chavez to get a foot in there. And Swarthmore looks to get on the counter. Finds McCoy up top. Good move by McCoy. And her shot just goes right over the crossbar. A good attempt. Just a few inches high. Might be thinking that one over. Had Kana running down the left wing. Possibly had the idea to pass it to her on the left side, but took the shot anyways. But still, Swarthmore pushing the envelope here on the Gettysburg defense. And Gray's goal kick is chested by Kana. Still in the air. Basilone. Curran now on the left wing. and can't quite keep it in bounds, so Gettysburg will come to take the throw. And that one will go off the Gettysburg player and out of bounds. McCoy tries to control it. Neither team can get it off the end line here, or off the sideline. And once again, another Swarthmore throw. And that one will work its way up for another Swarthmore throw on the half line. Skanka finally gets it and puts it back to Basilone. Looks to clear it up. It's flicked by a Gettysburg defender. Tougher Marks. Gets a head on it. Basilone now with it. Good pass to find Skanka running back. Saldivar. Pressured, but somehow manages to keep it. Good footwork by McCoy. Good pass to Curran coming down the left wing. Gets past the defender. Doherty with the ball in the middle. Back out to Curran. And Curran is offsides. Unintentional pass from Doherty. Too many defenders around her. But a good pass from McCoy to start that break off. Finding Curran streaking down. And we usually don't see a whole lot of support in the attack from the wings, Zavez and Curran. Not exactly Todd Enkites' strategy for his backs, or for his fullbacks. But Curran with 2 nice runs so far, really pressuring that left defense of Gettysburg. This one bouncing around in the middle. And good tackle by Basilone, as number 4, Seidner, was looking up the field for her teammate. And Skanka will come to take this throw in for Gettysburg. Shapiro, her touch is wide. Bushy. And that's Thur. Ramsey finds Meisimer. They'll push it outside. And a good cutback right there. Almost a dangerous attempt. Just too many defenders for Cabo to get around. Skanka with it now. Passes it back to Kana. And Selford Marks will look for teammates to work the ball up the field. Basilone. Finds Curran down the left wing again. And that one takes a slight deflection out for a Swarthmore throw. The quick throw this time to Trofa. Finds Kana with a lot of room to work in the midfield. Good idea looking for McCoy. But Gray comes out just in time to get that one. Not a bad idea from Kana. Had a lot of time to find the right pass. And had the right idea, just a little bit too much on that one for McCoy to catch up to it. And Gettysburg will control the punt. Bushy now. Back out to Thor. They'll drop it back to the defense. Doherty trying to track it down. Good move by Thor. And the through ball looking for Shapiro, but Shapiro wasn't quite on the same page with that one. So Swarthmore will get the goal kick here. And just 15 minutes in here to the first half. Neither side with any shots on goal. But Swarthmore definitely playing the better match right now. Getting a lot more offensive attempts than Gettysburg. Gettysburg just having a little bit of trouble trying to connect their passes up to their forwards. As they keep the ball here. Ramsey out to Shapiro, but a good step by Curran. She'll poke it out of bounds. But Gettysburg still trying to find that offensive push. Have been able to get it into the offensive third a few times, but haven't really been able to get any dangerous crosses or shots up. good move by Kana. Nice footwork to get by the defender. And she looks to find Skanka. And a misstep from the defender causes a little bit of trouble, but they still get the ball. And good pass work, good one-touch passing from Gettysburg. And they'll swing it quickly on the left side of the field. And Barcelona will duck low to get that header. Ramsey with it now. And Gettysburg will put a cross in, but no one on the end of that. And out for another goal kick for McGear. And Gettysburg really not getting their forwards onto any of those through balls or the lob through balls here. So just wasting these offensive attempts is not exactly what their coach wants. As McCoy tracks back trying to reach that one. But Zavas has a lot of room here on the right side. Looks to Skanka, but a good step from the Gettysburg defender. This ball will stay in bounds. And good pressure from Telford Marks to win the Garnet throw. And the throw goes back to Telford Marks. Barcelona. Looking for Curran, but Kana does a good job trekking back. Again, Barcelona looking for Curran. Not a lot of room to work there on that left sideline. Throw-in goes back to her. Good pressure from Shapiro on the back line. Curran here with the throw. Short one to Saldivar. Shapiro providing good pressure again. Curran looking for Kana. Doherty gets a foot on it. She's streaking down the middle of the field. Good pressure there from Bushy. To trip up Doherty just a little bit and slow her down. And Gettysburg will take it now. Skanka on the right side. And Shapiro misses that trap. Curran will push it back to Barcelona. Saldivar shielding the ball. Good work from her. And looks to chip it up looking for McCoy. And that clearance goes off McCoy and out of bounds. And this throw still bouncing around off of Curran. And Barcelona will have it. And quick stoppage of play here. Curran possibly with a headbutt to the nose or to the head, but just a little bit shaken up. And she will walk off the sideline to the training staff. Just a slight collision of heads there on the header. So we'll see Melee Johnson come into the game.
For the Garden, number
And we'll see Anya Skanka back at left back. So Kern will be out for now for the medical substitution. And so we see Melee Johnson move to right forward as Skanka drops back. And the drop ball, Gettysburg will kick it back to McGear. And McGear's punt looking for Doherty. Doherty does a good job shielding Skanka off just a little bit, just enough, and Skanka has to head it out. And this header kept by Gettysburg. But Doherty now with it. And a good ball finding Trofa in the middle. And looking for either Johnson or McCoy there. But Trofa's pass just rolls out of bounds. Neither forward running onto the end of that one. So a slight missed opportunity there. And a 4-on-4 situation for Swarthmore. And Kano will win that header easily enough. Doherty running onto the end of this, along with Johnson. Johnson gets a foot on it, and that'll go out for another Garnet corner, this time from the far side. Good push from Melee Johnson on the end of that one to pressure the Gettysburg defender and not just let that ball roll out of bounds. And a shorter ball in. Gettysburg will flick it out. Saldivar trying to run onto the edge of it. And her ball will go out deep in Gettysburg territory, way in their corner. We'll see if Swarthmore tries to apply pressure to lock him in here. And they do, and Gettysburg is forced to clear it out of bounds for a Garnet throw.
Re-entering the game for the Garnet, number 5, Melissa Curran.
But we will see Curran re-enter the game here, and she'll remain at left back as Anya Skanka moves up to forward, and Melee Johnson will come right back out after that injury substitution. And McCoy with it now. Trofa. Good work to get it to McCoy. And some contact there, but no fouls either way. And Barcelona will take that easily enough. Looking for Kana. Nice flick on to Curran. And now going to go out for a Garnet throw, and a nice flick on from Kana to roll that one back to Curran coming down the left side. But good defense there from Gettysburg, and they'll keep it in bounds. Trofo now finds Kana. Good flick on to Skanka, but that'll be cleared out by Di Giacomo. Skanka looking for Kana, but Kana's pass just goes a little bit off target, and it'll roll out for a goal kick. So now sitting at the halfway point here in the first half, neither side still neither side able to get a shot on target yet. McGear obviously probably getting bored back there in goal. Gray with a few attempts she's had to come out on. But both sides still trying to find their offensive flow here as Curran gets a foot on it. Kana now coming towards the middle, finds Doherty. Doherty looking for Trofa, a little bit of interference, but no call given. Gettysburg has it. And Chavez does a good job bringing that one down. Basilone, good vision to find Kana. Kana, a nice chip through ball here to Skanka. And a sister-to-sister race, but Aoife Skanka gets to it first, and Gettysburg will clear it out. But the quick throw in here from Saldivar, right back to her. Good turn by Skanka. She'll drop it back to McCoy. Saldivar on the left wing. Crosses it in, and Gray will come out to that one and get it. Swarthmore, no one getting on the end of that one. And Gettysburg will keep the ball here in the midfield, and they'll push it out to the left. Doherty tracking back. Thur carrying the ball, and Miss Saldivar pokes it out off of her foot. And Skanka will come to take this throw in the attacking third. And that'll go off the knee of Thur, and Gettysburg loses an attacking opportunity as they turn the ball over, and Curran will come back to throw it. Finding Skanka, and Curran will swing it to Basilone, who clears it up the field. Finally, it falls to Skonka on the left wing, who will drop it back. Nice move by Curran. Looking for someone to make a run. Finds Skonka on the left wing. And her pass is tipped out for a throw. Deeper throw in, trying to find Kana. Good turn from Kana. And the ground cross is just a little too slow. And Gray will come out and take that easily enough. Gray having her fair share of crosses, she's had to come out and intercept. But no saves yet, as neither team has managed a shot on goal. Saldivar flicks that on. McCoy gets it. Finds Zavez. Telford marks. And a foul there as Anya Skonka is taken down by Thur, who got a little bit tripped up trying to pressure Skonka. So that'll result in a free kick at half field. So we'll see Barcelona try and put this up there towards the box and see if they can get a flick on for Gardner players making a run. And she puts a decent ball up there. But Gettysburg gets to it first, and they'll clear it out. Zavez will track it down. She puts it back to Telford Marks and swings it over to Barcelona. Once again, a lot of time to work. Curran now. Pushed off of it, though. Thur. Good step up from Zavez to slow the break, but Gettysburg still retains the ball. And Barcelona will step up to that one. Saldivar now. Trofa. And a good swing of the ball. Saldivar in the mid of the field. Pushed over to Barcelona. Gettysburg sitting back. Skonka. Her touch goes a little bit too far off of her foot. And Shapiro will swing it, but good tracking back by McCoy. Gets the steal and starts the counter here with Saldivar. Kana with it now. Finds McCoy. Lays it back to Kana. And too many defenders around Kana. She tried to dribble past them, but was stolen from as Telford Marks gives up a foul at midfield. And that's Bushy. She'll swing it. Aoife Skonka has it. Passes it out to Thur. Curran gets a foot on it. Can't keep it in bounds. And Gettysburg flicks it the wrong way. And Kana gets it. Saldivar finds Anya Skonka. Finds McCoy. Who will clear it up the left wing and just goes out of bounds. As we'll see a couple of Gettysburg substitutes coming to the game here. With number 10, Jessica Catone, and number 23, Shannon Brady coming into the game for Shapiro and Seidner. And a deep throw here will be cleared out by Curran as Kana falls down trying to get back for that one. And that throw never enters the field, so Swarthmore will get in. We'll see a couple subs to match Gettysburg here for Swarthmore, with number 26, Melee Johnson, coming back into the game, along with number 10, Claire O'Brien. And they'll sub into the game for Doherty and Skonka, trying to freshen up that Swarthmore attack. And a few flicks of the ball. McCoy finally wins it. Trofa back to Saldivar. But it'll finally go off a trophy for a Gettysburg throw. And this throw goes through everyone. And a good step up by Saldivar. Melee Johnson. Basilone, deep clearance looking for Curran, but Gettysburg intercepts it. And Bushy will swing it out wide. And good work here from Gettysburg on the left wing, but just a little bit too far. Out ahead of Gatone, who can't quite reach that. And this ball put back to Basilone. Curran. Her pass goes deflected and out of bounds. Johnson with a quick throw to McCoy. And Thur does a good job finding Catone. And a lot of contact in the middle of the field as Telford Marks goes down. Both girls pushing off of each other. But the last contact was called for the foul. And Swarthmore will take it. Kana, her pass a little bit too low. Curran. But good pressure by Thur as that ball forces Basilone to come over and clear it out. And we'll see one more sub from each team here with number 14, Sarah Hancock, coming in for Melissa Trofa for Swarthmore, along with number 8, Chrissy Bradley, coming into the game for Gettysburg. As this one's flicked on by Brady. And Basilone makes another clearance out of bounds. Saldivar gets a foot on it. And McCoy providing pressure, forcing the clearance from Gettysburg. But they maintain it. Basilone now. Curran looking for McCoy. This one's headed backwards. And Gray with it now. Forced to make a quick clearance as Johnson was pressuring. Hancock with it now. Finds Curran on the left wing. Good pass to McCoy. Good work by McCoy. Finds Johnson, who megs Skanka. But it goes a little bit too far out in front of her. And will go out for a Gettysburg throw-in. Some nice dribbling skills shown by Johnson and McCoy there. But couldn't find the end result. As Gettysburg will take a throw-in deep in their own territory. This one flicked on. Saldivar. Curran shielding this one. Basilone now. And she's forced to clear it out of bounds. Just a slight misstep from Curran. Forced a panicked pass back to Basilone. And Bradley will flick this in the middle of the field. Saldivar will get to it. And a quick toe poke. And Curran will clear it up the field. Finds Johnson. But Johnson just misses the touch and it goes out of bounds. And once again, another Gettysburg throw-in down the sideline. And Curran misses that. The ball bouncing around. But Gettysburg's pass is intercepted. McCoy with a stiff arm, knocking down the Gettysburg defender. No foul called. And O'Brien is chasing this one down as it's passed back to Gray. Not a great clearance. Hancock trying to pressure it. And Catone has this one, but Telford Marks does a good job stepping up. And the deflection goes off of Catone.
Into the game for the Garnet, number 24.
And we'll
Izzy
see number
Blanco Lowe.
24, Izzy Blanco Lowe, coming to the game for McCoy. So all three forwards who started the game have been subbed out for Swarthmore, as Ankaitis is looking to get some fresher legs up there. As we still see 0 shots on goal for either team. Just been a defensive struggle today for both squads. Even though Swarthmore has definitely dominated possession in the final third, they've not really been able to put anything on target or get any good shots, with the exception of one McCoy shot, which went just over the crossbar. But for the most part, both teams struggling to produce offensively. But Catone has it now for Gettysburg, and she'll swing it outside to Cobble. But Cobble just dribbles out of bounds, wasting a small opportunity here for Gettysburg. And Blanco Lowe with the flick on. But Gettysburg steps up and grabs it. As Sensendiver passes it back. And Gettysburg still maintains it. But kind of just gets a foot to it, and Saldivar cleared up the field. And clearance put in the box. Zavez with it now, deep in her own territory. And she'll clear it out of bounds for a Gettysburg throw-in. As Gettysburg almost got on the end of that one, with just about 9 minutes left in this first half. And Thur controls this one, but can't keep it on her foot. Cross put in there. Dangerous opportunity. A high lofting arc. But it's headed out of bounds for a goal kick. Off of number 23, Shannon Brady. But definitely a good look for Gettysburg. Their first real offensive look of the game. As McGear debated coming out to try and intercept that cross or staying in goal. She chose the latter, and it worked out. But Gettysburg doing some good work here, and as a shot goes on target, but McGear will handle that easily enough as it's put right to the middle of the goal. But Gettysburg finally getting some offensive production here just in the past minute. And Swarthmore trying to get back, or get the ball back, and maintain the possession that they had for the first 30 minutes of this match. And Johnson intercepts that one. Kana now gets past the defender, and she slips on the ball, so Gettysburg will take it. Bradley with it. Good step by Curran to get onto that one. And this throw-in goes over the head of Curran, but she shows good speed to get back behind that one before Brady gets to it. But she's forced to clear it out of bounds for a Gettysburg throw. And we'll see Skanka with this one. Pass right back to her. Good control. Her cross is a little high. Johnson steps to it. A little too far off her foot. And an ambitious shot there from Thor. Does that want to go way over the net. And we'll see a Swarthmore substitution. And number 6, Caroline Meyer coming on for number 20, Miranda Saldivar. And we'll see McGear prepare here for the goal kick. A tongue twister. And Gettysburg still takes it, clears it up the field, stays in bounds. Bassalone. And the Gettysburg players miss the ball. Blanco Low trying to apply pressure. And they do a good job, Johnson and Blanco Low, flicking the ball off the Gettysburg defender. Hancock now finding Johnson. 3 defenders around her, but skirts out of it as Meyer swings it back to Telfer Marks. Hancock back to Basilone. Back to Hancock. Trying to shield it, but messes it up. And pushed over by Ramsey. A dangerous situation here. Thurr pushes it over. Good defense from Zavez to get off foot on it. And then another ambitious shot from Ramsey. A good counter put together by Gettysburg, but couldn't get the end result out of it, as Ramsey just put up a very tough shot from about 30 yards out that went over the goal yet again. Not exactly what Gettysburg wanted off of that type of opportunity, that type of counter break or counter attack. But Swarthmore's got their own going here with Curran down the left wing, looking for Blanco Low, but it goes off the heel of Melee Johnson, who is making an opposite run. Basilone out to Curran. Kana turning, dribbling past the defender, finds Johnson, and her pass is blocked, but she'll chase it down and force the throw in. And that ball goes off the face of Brady. Seems to be okay, but definitely painful when it hits off the nose. And Basilone with a nice cheeky little flick on to Curran, who finds Blanco Low up top, but it goes through her legs. As Basilone slides trying to clear that one. Kana, nice footwork. Curran, her pass is intercepted. Kana now. Again intercepted by Gettysburg. Thor in the midfield. Hancock, good pressure, but Brady has it on the outside for Gettysburg. But good step by Basilone to get a foot on that one. And Blanco Low looking for O'Brien. O'Brien's got some speed, but no numbers here. Good work by O'Brien, but her pass goes just past Meyer on the left side. Some very nice foot skills shown by Claire O'Brien. But too many Gettysburg defenders back there as she tried to thread it through to Caroline Meyer. And we just have just under 3 minutes remaining here as Gray prepares for the goal kick. And deep kick goes over the head of Kana. Curran has it. Slight miss-hit pass here. And Zavez does a great job getting a foot to that one. But Gettysburg will intercept it. Finds Brady. And this ball put out to the right side. And Khan will get a foot on the end of that one. And Skanka with a throw. And Meyer with the clearance. Not long enough though. But good step from Melee Johnson to body Brady off the ball as Basilone clears it up the field. And Meyer with the header. Blanco Low flicks it on to O'Brien. But O'Brien is pushed off of it. As Curran flicks it up. O'Brien finding Johnson. Right back to her. Blanco Low looks for the flick onto O'Brien. Kana has it now. And on his pass. Not quite sure where she was aiming. But Gettysburg has a chance to counter here with just under a minute left in the game. Ball put on the left side to Ramsey. Ramsey's cross is too low, goes off of Hancock. Just 45 seconds remaining here. Gettysburg trying to get one last attempt on goal. Finds Catone, who megs Zavez, but Zavez does a good job turning and clears it out, but Gettysburg will still get a deep throw in. Ramsey now with it. Hancock playing defense here. And her pass is intercepted by Zavez, who will clear it up the wing. Just 20 seconds remaining here. Clearance put up. Barcelona with a good header out.
10, 9, 8, 7.
And Curran's clearance
5,
should end the half as the clock counts down.
1.
And we still have a 0-0 game here, tied up. A struggle on offense for both teams. Just one shot on goal for Gettysburg, 0 for Swarthmore. Even though Swarthmore has dominated the game in the offensive third relatively, but neither team finding finishing results here. So we'll come back for the second half of action here in about 15 minutes as both teams try and secure another Centennial Conference win. And welcome back, fans, for the second half of action here at Clother Field. Excuse me. In a rush back to the field house for the second half of action. Even though the first half had a lot of offensive struggles between both teams, only one shot on target between the two of them coming from Gettysburg against the run of play here, as Swarthmore essentially dominating that first half in the final third of action as Gettysburg excuse me, as Gettysburg gets a foot on that one. And Zavez will have it now on the right wing. Trofa looking for someone upfield, and Gettysburg will clear that one out. Just a little bit sick, fans, so excuse the intermediate coughs, as this one will be dropped back to Basilone, and they'll swing it over to Curran. Curran with some room to work. And McCoy with a slight mistouch, but Zavez will intercept that one easily enough. And Gettysburg sitting back much further than they were in the first half, as we saw them pressure the center backs a decent amount with Basilone and Telford Marks back there for the Garnet. And we'll see Claire O'Brien with it now. It's a slight change to the starting lineup as that through ball just goes past Kana. Claire O'Brien and Melee Johnson, two changes to the original starting lineup of this game. Came in as a subs last time as McCoy sees Claire O'Brien on the right side with a cutting cross, and Trofa puts a head on it, but it goes well wide of the net. But Swarthmore getting a decent chance there on offense in that right corner, as we'll see Claire O'Brien on the right side and Melee Johnson on the left. And that header's flicked on by Gettysburg. Zavez gets it though. And she'll push it wide to Curran, who's got a lot of room to work. Looking for Johnson to make a run, but plays the ball a little bit too early. Gettysburg forced to clear it though. And Johnson with a deep throw in for Kana, who tries to do something. I'm not sure what she tried to do, but it went off her shins and out of bounds, so a slight misplay there from the sophomore. Excuse me, from the junior. And flicked on by Gettysburg. And played up to Shapiro up top. Telford Marks on her back. Thurr with it now. Takes a touch. Over to Ramsey. Thurr now. She'll take a shot, but good block from Telford Marks to step up to that one. And Curran gets to it. And that'll go out of bounds off the Garnet. But good scramble there from the Garnet defense to get blocks on those potential shots and crosses from Gettysburg. And ball thrown in. Flicked over top by Miesemer, but McGear finally sees some action and comes out to get that one before any Gettysburg players can get to it. And a deep punt here from McGear. McCoy gets a head on it as it falls to Trophy in the midfield. With Kern on the left side, Shapiro providing pressure. As Bushy has it in the middle. And a good look on the left wing here. As you'll see Ramsey put it up top. But a good step again from Telford Marks. A lot of contact here, and the ref will give the foul. As Telford Marks is being pulled from behind by number 14, Seidner. But once again, Telford Marks making a good play. That's 2 steps for her with a block of a shot and the interception there. So good play to start the second half from the center backs of Swarthmore. And Barcelona will swing this over to Curran. And this one goes off the back of Johnson. It'll fall to her now. She'll cut it back and finds McCoy in the middle with a little bit of room. Kana with it now. Swings it over for Zavez. And it's a goal! Beautiful cross from Zavez over to Claire O'Brien with a clinical header in the back of the net. And Swarthmore finally breaks the deadlock, going up 1-0 here against Gettysburg. A huge momentum shift for Swarthmore, finally to get something on offense. A big goal for Claire O'Brien. But what a ball there from Zavez. Great offensive work from the entire team. Take it back to the great pass from Kana to find Zavez making that run on the right side with just enough room for Zavez to make that cross before the ball went out on the end line. And Gettysburg now down 1. Will probably have to change their tactics up. Been a slightly conservative defensive team here so far. They have a chance here now. Shapiro with it. And gets a decent shot on target. That's Meesemer, number 21 for Gettysburg. Had an okay look at the net. Just couldn't quite get enough power on that one. And McGear was able to slide over and pick that one up calmly. And Connell will stretch and finds Zavez. O'Brien drops it back to McCoy, who looks to get the give and go back to her. And that one will go off for a Gettysburg throw. And that one will be cleared out of bounds for another throw in for Gettysburg. And this throw down the right sideline, but will not stay in bounds as Shapiro can't keep it in. And Trofa now with it on the left side, and nice move. Finding McCoy, but a really hard pass goes off her. But the Garnet will maintain. As Telford Marks pushes it out to Zavez. Zavez looking for McCoy, who gets it off the foot of the Gettysburg player, but the refs disagree. And that'll go out of bounds off the Garnet, evidently. And Kana pressures, but it goes through her legs. As Ramsey has it here now. Finding Thur with a nice move, and a left-foot attempt just goes wide of the goal. But Gettysburg feeling this sense of urgency now, down 1, and pushing towards goal more than they have been this entire game. And not a bad look for Thur on that left foot of hers, but puts it just a little bit too wide. Not a bad attempt, but you really want to get something on target and force McGear to make a play on that one, as we'll see a substitute coming for Gettysburg with number 23, Shannon Brady, coming into the game for number 14, Seidner. And Johnson here with it. Puts it up to O'Brien, and her pass just goes right over the foot of McCoy for a Gettysburg throw. Throwing controlled on the far sideline, deflected up. High bouncing ball, Curran on the back of Shapiro. A little bit of a mess there, but they finally get it out. Gettysburg swings it to the left side of the field, finding Cobble. Good pressure from Kana. Slides in, gets up to McCoy, but Gettysburg will step up and get that back. Curran slipping over the ball. Trofa loses it in the midfield. A decent through ball for Shapiro, but Telford Marks is there, and she'll clear it out of bounds safely. And Gettysburg with it on the right wing. An opportunity to cross. And flicked up by Telford Marks, and Connell will have it. And she'll clear it up the field. Put right back in by Gettysburg. Telford Marks again with the header. McCoy flicks it onto O'Brien. O'Brien, good vision, finds McCoy on the right wing. McCoy, good strength to stay with it. Good vision, finds Trofa, she'll swing it. Kana, Trofa with it now. Looking for Kana on the give and go, but just a little bit too far out ahead of her. But good strength showed by McCoy there on the right wing. 2 players on her, and managed to keep it on her foot and push it up the field and make something out of that play. And we'll see Gray with a free kick here. Kana. McCoy puts it down in front of her. Back to Kana. She'll find Trofa with a little bit of room, but good pressure from Ramsey on the back of Trofa will force the turnover as Shapiro with a counter attempt here. But Basilone, good play to step up on that one and make a strong tackle and break the counter attack of Gettysburg. But Gettysburg still has it, and Bushy with a lot of room to work here. And she'll put a lob over top. Zavez gets ahead to it. And good job by Saldivar to chase it back. And Curran will clear it. Finds McCoy. Johnson on the left side. Given back to her from Karan. And she'll put it down the left side looking for O'Brien, but that one will roll out before any players can reach it. And this one will go off of Curran and out of bounds for a Gettysburg throw. And Johnson gets to it. And McCoy now on the left wing. She'll look to swing at the Trofa, but slightly misses on that one. Ramsey with it now. Kana pressuring. And Ramsey looking for the through ball, but no one gets to the end of that one. And McGear will scoop it up. Deep punt looking for Johnson. Mesemer passes it back. And Trofa will push that one out of bounds for a Gettysburg throw. And that one goes out of bounds for a Swarthmore throw-in. Just 13 minutes into this second half. Swarthmore up 1-0 off a very nice header from Claire O'Brien, off a gorgeous cross from Catherine Zavez. Swarthmore only managing 1 shot on goal for this entire game so far, but making it count and getting a goal off of that one. So despite the fact that Gettysburg is still applying pressure, maintains that 1-0 lead. And Gettysburg will get another throw in here. Gettysburg with a few attempts in the early stages of the second half on goal, but couldn't finish any of them or really get too strong of shots on target to challenge McGear. They're really going to have to change that up. But a good move here from Mesemer. And she'll cross it in the middle of the box, but easily taken by Kana. And Trofa finds O'Brien. Curran now. Curran, a good ball to find McCoy, but McCoy can't quite keep it on her foot. And good pressure from McCoy here, but kept by Cobble. And this ball put forward. McGear comes out to it, but Telford Marks will make the decision and clear it out of there. Slightly worrisome play there for the back line of Swarthmore. And Telford Marks taking control of the situation and clearing it out, leaving no doubt to it. though Gettysburg will ruin that throw in as Johnson steps to it. Bushy puts her ball up to the left side, but Savas is there, looking for O'Brien. O'Brien almost flicked it past the defender, but good defense there from Cobble. As we'll see a sub come into the game as Katie Doherty moves back to the left wing for Melee Johnson. And good moves from McCoy. And she looks for Doherty coming down the right side. Gets past the defender. Cuts it back, but can't get a Swarthmore foot on that one. But good work there from McCoy and Doherty. Doherty getting to the end line, but not enough bodies for her to cut it back to, as that one was cleared out. And that'll go out for another Garnet throw-in. But a good attempt for the Garnet. Almost getting something on target there. Savas finds Doherty, who flicks it. This one cleared out. Trofa. And Ramsey looking for the through ball, but Basilone gets to it. Curran now with space on the left side. Doherty gives and go, but Curran had too many defenders around her, couldn't keep it. But Kana with a good interception. So Garnet's still on the attack here, looking for a body in the middle. Good slide tackle, but it ends up on the Gettysburg side as they'll swing it outside to Cobble. And good pressure from Doherty will force the Gettysburg throw. Good pressure from Trofa, a lot of contact, but no foul. And this ball goes down the left wing, looking for Shapiro, but it'll go out for a Garnet throw. And Savas puts it forward. Saldivar trying to chase it, but goes out of bounds for another Garnet throw-in. McCoy shielding it. Tries to lay it off to Saldivar, but a good track back there by Ramsey for Gettysburg. As we'll see a sub come on for Gettysburg. Number 15, Samantha Esposito, will come on to the game for Shapiro. Shapiro has been a pretty good target forward for Gettysburg so far this game, up top. And we'll probably see her come back into this game. There are just 27 minutes left here in the second half. And slightly different substitution rules in the second half. In the first half, you can sub a person out and they can't come back in. Second half, you're allowed to sub them out and bring them back in one time. And good strong move there from Telford Marks to keep it against the Gettysburg pressure. And she'll put it back to Basilone, who looks for Kana with a girl on her back. And Swarthmore back line. Slightly worrisome here as Gettysburg maintained the pressure there. And Basilone's pass went off the knee of the Gettysburg attacker, but it'll go out for a goal kick. So nothing too troublesome for the Swarthmore defense. But we're definitely going to see Gettysburg keep the pressure up. Now down one. And a good flick on from Kana, but no one gets onto the end of it. But good pressure from McCoy, and she'll put it up towards Doherty. Doherty pushes out. But good play from Cobble as she'll clear it up the field. Put to Kana. Kana's got some room to work. Looking for someone to pass it to. It falls to her again, and she'll put it out to Trofa on the side. Trofa with a cross in, kicked out by Gettysburg. And Curran will kick it out of bounds for a Gettysburg throw-in. Almost a dangerous opportunity there with the pass from McCoy to Doherty. Doherty just pushed it out a little bit too far in front of her, even though she's definitely got some breakneck speed. Just a little bit too far out in front of her, and the defender took a good angle to catch up to it. And Doherty coming in hot, slipping on the turf. Seen that in both games today. A lot of slippage in the men's game, though we don't have wet conditions here, so I'm not sure what's up with the turf. We have seen quite a few slips, or quite a few more slips than we normally see on the field today. And McCoy winning that header. O'Brien chasing it. O'Brien doing a good job winning that with the defenders around her. Passes back to McCoy, who finds O'Brien. Loose ball in the middle, Doherty. And Doherty just wide of the net. A good attempt, though, with good hustle from McCoy and O'Brien. And put it across the edge of the 18 there. And Doherty stretching to try and put that on target. And it just went a foot wide of the right post. But a good attempt. Really troubling Gray back in goal. Definitely would have had the keeper beaten. Gettysburg knocks down this punt. Puts it out wide. Ramsey with it. And Barcelona does a good job stepping up to that one. And Trofa with a deep ball looking for McCoy. McCoy showing some speed here. And a nice move. Cuts it back, looking for someone to pass to. Finds Doherty, but Doherty just misses it. And it'll go out of the 18, and Gettysburg will clear it out of bounds. But Swarthmore taking advantage of the Gettysburg pressure. Gettysburg looking a little bit tired here in the last 2 minutes. Swarthmore pushing it up against them and getting a couple good offensive attempts here. As Doherty will possess it. Puts it back to Trofa. O'Brien in the box. Tries to find Connor running onto it, but it'll go out for a goal kick. We'll see a couple subs come in, and Shapiro will come back into the game for Gettysburg, along with number 8, Chrissy Bradley, as they will sub in for number 21, Lauren Miesemer, and number 23, Shannon Brady. So Gettysburg still trying to keep those legs fresh to pressure that Swarthmore back line and get some possession back for Gettysburg. And Shapiro does just that, turning the ball over off of the Swarthmore defense. Ramsey now with it. But her ball is a little bit too wide, but Zavez gets a foot on it and clears it out of bounds. And Gettysburg will have a throw in deep in Swarthmore's territory. And Cobble will take it. Push back by Thor. And good pressure from Saldivar will win the throw in off of Ramsey. And Saldivar will win it back from Thor. Finds McCoy. Kana now with it. She'll pass it back to Zavez. And Gettysburg putting on some pressure. Kana, dangerous position there. Pushed it out a little bit too far. But luckily, Swarthmore maintained the possession. Saldivar now with it. Trofa. Good work to find O'Brien in the midfield. Looking for McCoy. McCoy providing pressure and forcing the Gettysburg defender to dribble it out. And a quick throw into Claire O'Brien with the Gettysburg defender out of bounds. Good move from O'Brien. She'll look to cross, but it's blocked and out of bounds. Gettysburg trying to get some defenders back there to deal with the Swarthmore attack. Swarthmore doing a nice job keeping possession against the Gettysburg pressure as we're past the halfway point in the second half. Deep throw in by McCoy, and that's cleared out by the Gettysburg defender. Shapiro holds Zavez off, and she'll clear it up the field to Telford Marks, who will push it back to Vassalone. And right back to Telford Marks, who's got some room. And good ball to Kana. Trofa with a nice ball looking for O'Brien. O'Brien in a foot race trying to catch this one. But that'll go off for a corner for Swarthmore. As the Gettysburg defender just tripped over the ball just a little bit and kicked it out of bounds. So Gettysburg bringing everyone back again. Swarthmore putting 7 bodies in the box. And McCoy will make the run short. Good play here from Swarthmore. McCoy on the left foot. And a nice shot on the ground, but didn't really make Gray go to the right or left. Gray scoops it up. Not an easy save. And a nice play there from Swarthmore. McCoy running to the corner, faking as if she was going to get the ball. And the girl on the post, I believe it was Kana, was actually the main target. A good pass to Kana from Trofa, and a layoff to McCoy for the shot. Just a lot of bodies for McCoy to put her shot around, and it resulted in the Gettysburg save. Saldivar now with it. O'Brien looking for McCoy. McCoy didn't expect it to get through to her. And Gettysburg pressured, but does a good job pushing it out to Bradley on the right side, who sidesteps Curran. And Basilone will get a foot on it, and a slight mistake from the Gettysburg winger. And unfortunately for Gettysburg, the sideline referee said that it went out before the Gettysburg player touched it, resulting in the Gettysburg throw-in and a couple subs for Gettysburg as well. As we'll see, number 10, Jessica Catone, and number 22, Aoife Skanka, come back into the game for Gettysburg. And they'll sub in for number 13, Annie McNamara, and 15, Samantha Esposito. So just under 20 minutes remaining here as Basilone steps up and gets ahead to that one. And Doherty forces the throw-in for Swarthmore. Curran with the throw. Doherty flicks it on. And that'll go out of bounds for a Gettysburg throw-in. And Doherty providing some good pressure here. But good work there from Skanka to keep it. This Curran showing good defense to get a poke in there. Trofa to Curran to Saldivar, who puts it out of bounds. Fortunately, before the Gettysburg defender or the midfielder got to it. And Gettysburg looking for the through ball down the right side, but it'll go out for a Swarthmore throw-in. The ball being kept on that far side of the field for quite a bit now, as neither team really able to get it in the midfield or get it in the attacking area for a real chance. Trofa drops it back as Curran clears it out the field again for another throw-in for Gettysburg. And slight mishandle, and Curran will clear it. And that ball put up. Kana does a good job stepping to it. Finds McCoy on the left wing with a nice touch, but the Gettysburg defender gets to it, as this will go over the heads of the defenders. And Basilone will clear it out of bounds before the Gettysburg attacker caught up to her. And Gettysburg, I believe that was Bradley, accidentally dribbled the ball out of bounds and resulted in a goal kick for Swarthmore. Not what they wanted out of all that time spent in Swarthmore's defensive territory to not get any type of result off of it, as McGear will take this goal kick. But a dangerous opportunity here now. And a shot will go well wide. Not quite sure who shot that, but a tough shot from the edge of the box. One that McGear would definitely have covered. but Gettysburg just trying to scrounge for something to put on target here as they still are down 1 and haven't had a real offensive chance since the beginning of this second half. And Shapiro does a good job shielding it, but Saldivar tracks back, does a good job catching up to it. Chavez with a good clearance. Ramsey now. And Bushy will swing it out wide. Good step from Curran. If she can keep it in bounds here. And she does. And her cross will go off the Gettysburg defender and out for a deep Swarthmore throw-in. Way in Gettysburg's territory. And we'll see McCoy come over to take this throw-in. And she's got some deep throwing capabilities here. And tried to flick it on. That was Kana in the box. But it deflected off the Gettysburg defender, and it'll go off for a Swarthmore corner. Swarthmore with a nice play last time off the corner, getting a shot from McCoy on target. And we'll see O'Brien making the run to the short corner now. But she'll trail off. And the ball's put in the box. Good ball. Good punch out from Gray. Falls to Saldivar. And O'Brien goes for the tough volley there. And that'll be cleared out for a Swarthmore throw-in. Not a bad ball at all put in by Tropha there. But Gray using her tall frame to get to that one and punch it out of danger. And McCoy coming over again to take this. Gettysburg gets ahead to it. Saldivar gets over, but it'll go off her foot and out of bounds for a Gettysburg throw-in as we have just about 13 and a half minutes remaining in this second half. And McCoy's lob through ball will fall safely to Gray, who quickly rolls it out to Cobble. And a good step from Chavez, but it'll go off of Doherty and out of bounds. As we'll see a couple more subs coming for Gettysburg with 21 Lauren Meesemer and 23 Shannon Brady coming in for number 10 Jessica Catone and number 8 Chrissy Bradley. So Gettysburg really using their bench here in the second half. Swarthmore, though, haven't really made too many subs. As this ball, looking for Claire O'Brien, just a little bit too far out ahead of her. But Curran does a good job tracking this one. McCoy gets to it. McCoy carrying it. And that'll go off the Gettysburg defender. Good strong step by Kana. Tries to stay with it, but the defender of Gettysburg will take it. And third, looking down the left wing for Shapiro. But Telford Marks once again coming up big on the back line. Strofa will put it back to Chavez. Ball put up top looking for O'Brien, but headed down by Gettysburg. And that's Meesemer with it on the far side. Bushy now. Looking for someone to pass to. Ball put down the left wing. Chavez chases it down and lets it go out. And they'll get the throw on the near side. Saldivar. Good job by McCoy to break through the two defenders here. 3-on-3 situation. She looks for the through ball to O'Brien. O'Brien just comes up a little bit short. Don't think she could have quite gotten to that one as McCoy's pass just a little bit too strong. So to go out for a goal kick for Gray here. Gettysburg just about 11 minutes remaining here. Still trying to find that offensive production. Trying to get something going towards goal. Thorough now with it. Puts a good ball up to Ramsey, who puts it up to Shapiro. Back to Bushy. And a slight trip from Barcelona will result in a free kick for Gettysburg with a chance to get ahead on it in the box here if they get a good ball in. And they will put bodies up there, leaving all but the kicker and a defender back, trying to get something here as time wanes. High ball put in, but short. Falls to Thur on the edge of the box. Chavez providing tough pressure. Thur crosses it in, and Curran gets a foot to it and clears it out. And Doherty now with it, passes it back. Trofa looking for O'Brien on the through ball, but a little short. But Saldivar now. And she is tripped up from behind. And Swarthmore will win the free kick in their own territory. Doing a good job to break out of that slightly dangerous situation for Gettysburg on offense and getting it out of their box and not letting Gettysburg get any type of shot on goal. And Barcelona will switch over to the right side to take this free kick. And she puts it over to Kern, who's wide open on the left side. Kana now with it and tries to go by the defender, but it goes off of her shin and out of bounds. Flicked on by Gettysburg off the head in, or the throw in, and Barcelona will clear it up the field. And too far, and Gray will catch up to that one in the box. Her punt, though, heads out of bounds and results in a Swarthmore throw-in. And we will also see a sub come in as number 6, Caroline Meyer, will come in for Melissa Trofa. Curran's throw is let go by McCoy. Just going down the left wing, and we'll see a corner kick come off of it as it goes off the Gettysburg defender. And we'll see Swarthmore put up a decent amount of bodies up in for the corner here. And we'll see another sub as number 23, Anya Skanka, comes back into the game for number 8, Katie Doherty. And Saldivar will sit back, even though both teams leaving 2 at midfield. Good ball in, but Gray does a very nice job catching a tough ball in the middle of the box among a lot of traffic. So a good possession there for the Gettysburg defense. Well done by Gray to get it out. And Saldivar shielding this one, but will decide to finally clear it out of bounds for a Gettysburg throw with just under 8 minutes remaining. And this ball is put over by Bushy, a nice ball. And a shot put on target from about 25 yards out, and McGear will take that easily. So McGear getting some more action in the second half than she did in the first half for sure, but not really getting any quality shots from Gettysburg. And Meyer will head it over to McCoy, who will try and flick it past the defender. And O'Brien takes it, but she's dispossessed as well. And Cobble with it now on the left wing. And good pressure from O'Brien to win the throw-in. And Melee Johnson will sub into the game for O'Brien. And we'll see Chavez with a throw. And Meyer with it now, and she'll pass it back to Shapiro, who intercepts it. Ramsey with it in the middle of the field. Put back to her. Good pressure from Meyer. She'll get a foot on it. Shapiro out top. And a good step from Chavez. And she'll kick it out of bounds for a Gettysburg throw-in. And Cobble with a throw. Flicked on by Meeser. or Miesmeyer. And a good turn from Shapiro, but a good step again from Telford Marks. It's been the anchor of that Swarthmore defense tonight. A real strong presence back there. It's no errors tonight from her. And coming up big when their team needs it, but his foul will put Swarthmore in a slight predicament here. So they'll set up a four-man wall as Shapiro prepares to take it and puts a decent attempt on target. But McGear will take that well enough. And we're just about 5 minutes remaining here in the second half. Skanka now. Looking for Meyer making the run, but it's just a little bit behind her. And Curran will step up to this one. Pass to Skanka. Right back to her. Curran showing some speed to catch up to that one. And he'll go out for a Swarthmore throw. And Gettysburg definitely getting a little bit worried here. Just about 4.5 minutes remaining. And they're definitely looking tired. Still needing that tying goal. As we'll see Johnson with it. She cuts it inside. And a decent attempt from Melee Johnson from no angle. On the edge of the box. Decided to have it go. And just went about a yard or two wide of the post. But not too far off target. Definitely worried Gray back in goal. But Gettysburg will now get the goal kick. And it's a short one. McCoy will win it. And she's tripped up and she wins the foul for Swarthmore. And we'll see Basilone preparing to take the free kick. She'll put it inside the box, a good ball. Flicked out by Gettysburg and a nice flick up the field. Ramsey now with it in the midfield. Looks outside to Cobble. Gettysburg putting together a decent look at a counterattack here. Looking for Thur, but it goes off the Gettysburg player and lands at Zavez's feet. And Zavez with a smart clearance up the field. And that'll go off the Gettysburg player and out for another Swarthmore throw-in. And Zavez will take it on the near sideline. And Kana will let that go over her shoulder as Gettysburg clears it out of bounds for another SWAT throw. As McCoy runs onto it, flicks it, tries to split the two defenders. Kana out to Johnson, who fakes, takes a shot, and it's low. Will go to the left post, and Gray will take it. So just 2 minutes left here in the game. Gray with a deep punt. And Saldivar will clear it up to McCoy, who looks for Johnson making the run. But Gettysburg intercepts. Savez applying the pressure to Thur. And a missed pass goes to Meyer. Saldivar with the clearance. Meyer with it again now. A lot of contact, no foul given. A good turn from Thur. Ramsey now with it. Meyer steps up. Ramsey takes it off her foot. Telford Marks with the step. Shapiro now on the left side of the box. But good pressure from Catherine Zavez on the right side, making a last-ditch effort to get it out of bounds with just 1 minute and 20 seconds left here. A lot of contact here. Gettysburg retains possession. Crossing goes out for a corner. So Gettysburg has something to work with, as we should surely see them bring everyone up into the box here with just a minute remaining. And a dangerous corner that Swarthmore has to deal with here. Only 1 goal lead. Gettysburg bringing everyone up, Trying to get someone onto the end of this. It's a deep corner. Dangerous area. Ball is bouncing around, unsure of what's happening. And that shot's blocked and cleared out by McCoy with just 38 seconds remaining. Dangerous opportunity there for Gettysburg. Still down 1 with everyone up on offense. McCoy gets ahead to it. And Gettysburg will put a decent ball in. Shapiro now. And the offsides is given on Shapiro with just 16 seconds remaining.
10,
And that will be the game as McGarrow put it up to Zavez with 4 seconds left. So Swarthmore getting the big 1-0 win over Gettysburg, remaining undefeated on the season in regular play and in conference play, going to 5-0 on the conference as Gettysburg drops to 2-1-1 in conference play. And Swarthmore with a big goal from Claire O'Brien off a very nice assist from Catherine Zabez. Not the dominant performance that we've been seeing all season, but just good enough to get the win today. So please join us next time we have a home game on the Garnet Sports Network. I'm Shane Leffler, and thank you for joining us.